Welcome, welcome. Planet Wiz Season 3, Episode 9. Welcome, family. Megan Dome Nasty. Megan Dome. Peace, peace. God's wrist. Peace, King. Peace. Peace, peace, God. Peace and love. Welcome, welcome. We're going to go ahead and get a family about 9 minutes to get here, then we're going to get started. We got a great episode set up for y'all tonight. We're going to have some fun, but we're going to still talk some truth like we always do. Planet Wiz, baby. Season 3, Episode 9, Part 1. Queenly Jet 527. Peace, Goddess. Peace. Peace, Queen. Peace, peace. Sunflower Foe. Peace, Queen. Peace, Goddess. Like you know. Cash. Peace, Queen. Peace, peace. I know y'all remember that. That was that cut. Remember that little dance? Yeah, that was that shit. Peace, family. Peace. Welcome, welcome. We're going to have some fun tonight. Take your tail feather. Bad boys coming. I'm running. Peace, Queen. Peace, peace, wifey. Welcome, baby. El Ho, peace, God. Peace, God. Welcome, King. You know how we do it. Give it 10 minutes for the family to get here, then we get started. So we got about 7 minutes, God, and I'll be bringing you on. We're just taking it back. How's everybody doing today? Peace and love. Peace, peace. Give me some energy back. Give me some hearts. Give me some hearts. Give me some thumbs up in the comment section. Give me some of that energy so I can give you some of this positive energy. Receive it back, baby. Let's go. Let's get it going. Yeah, those thumbs up. Let's go. Let's go. Let's get it. Let's raise those vibrations. Let's raise the vibrations, baby. Let's raise it, family. Raise those vibrations. Let's go. Give me some energy back. Give me some thumbs up in the comments. Christian and God. Peace, God. Peace. Welcome, welcome. I'm over here dancing. Hey, that's how we get it in. Peace, God. I'm doing amazing. Absolutely, Empress. That's what's up, Goddess. Give me some hearts. Give me some love. Give me some thumbs up in the comments so this energy can be reciprocated. We're trying to raise the vibrations on the planet right now. Let's go. Let's get it, family. Let's raise these vibrations. Let's go. Raise these vibrations. Give me some thumbs up or some hearts in the comment section or some hearts over there on the heart button. There we go. Keep them coming. Raise these vibrations. Let's go. Peace, Kassan. Peace, God. Peace, King. El Hawk. Welcome, family. I'm taking it back on the music tip today. We having a good time today. We're gonna talk some superheroes. We're gonna really dive in and tap all the way in on a different level, different frequency. So strap on that seatbelt, baby. About to have a good time. If I was you, I would share this post with your friends. Absolutely. Go down, click that arrow. Share it with your friends in the DM. Share it with your friends on the timeline, wherever you need to share it. Share it with your neighbor. Share it with your uncle. Share it with your aunt. Share it with the dog down the street. Co-worker. Let's go. Hey, this used to be that cut. Y'all know we like to have a good time for the first 10 minutes before we get started. Always get a family 10 minutes to get here. We got 9:06, so we got about 4 minutes and we're going to get rolling. I know y'all remember that. Hey, here I am. Guess you already know Sunflower. Honey the Healer. Peace, peace. Welcome. 4 minutes, so we're going to get started. She used to fight with her mom till I set them both down. Now she tight with her mom. Yeah, I put the ice on her arm. Now she knows she getting sliced with the nice. Somebody tell me something positive that's going on for in their life right now. Type something in the comment. If you got something positive going on in your life, type in the comments. Let me know. Let the family know what's going on. Talk to us. Voice of the ancestors. Peace. Welcome. Welcome. We're raising the vibrations right now, right before we get started. Sharon Lewis. Peace, goddess. Welcome, goddess. 3 minutes and we're going to get started. Remember Nelly? Definitely a banger, Sunflower. Absolutely. Your last man was a chump, and you can tell him I said it. He was talking loud at first, but you can see that he get it. You can see I ain't sweating. Hell, I call him up myself and tell him I didn't get it. No, please, don't confuse me, miss. I'm trying to see how I can put you on my Christmas list. I hope you ain't offended by this, but I think and then straight up real talk, all for the side, she replied, I like to do the wild thing. Action took place in my place. She said, I'm living. That's what's up, sis. Absolutely, goddess. Definitely living. We got breath in our body, so if you got breath in your body, you got to be excited because that means you're here. That means you have the ability to change your life. That means you have the ability to evolve. So you got to be thankful to have breath in your body. That's why I never understand when people, if they're going through tough times and you ask them, bad connection. If you ask them how they're doing and they're like, oh man, and they're all down and stuff. Oh man, you got breath in your body. You can change that feeling, however that situation you're in. You have the ability as a creator, as a god, as a goddess to change that reality. You feel me? So you got to be excited to be here, baby. You got to be excited because we got a lot of work to do. We got work to do. And I hope y'all paying attention to the weather. It's 80 plus degrees in November. That means it's time to get right. The earth is trying to get back to its natural habitat before the ice ages. So y'all better get ready. Now is the time. Trust me. We got 1 minute. We're going to get started. Absolutely, Sunflower. You already know. Absolutely. I got one more cut I want to play. We're going to get rolling. Make sure you guys are sharing this with your friends and family. Go ahead and share this real quick before we get started. I'm excited because I just had a great build and I'm here. Absolutely, King. Absolutely. Happy solar return, Poppy. Oh, yes. Celebrated my Papa's 70 B-Day. Yep, I was there, goddess. Yeah, baby, that was amazing to be able to do that. Aquarius Life 333. Peace, King. We're going to get started in 1 minute. I got 9 minutes on my time and we're going to get going. We're still playing these old school cuts. Can I get my the shit we having with Jay-Z. Jay-Z. Peace, G. Peace, King. Peace. Welcome, King. 30 seconds and we're going to get rolling. Let's raise these vibrations. Give me one more time before we get started. We got 30 seconds before we get started. Let me get some more hearts. Let me get some more thumbs up in the comments and some hearts over here before on the heart buttons before we get started so we can raise the vibrations up for this conversation because we're about to build. Raise those vibrations on this planet. That's what it's about. Let's do our part. PJs on the runway, young got air. I don't land at the end Peace, Rastafari Mup. Welcome, Queen. All right, we're about to get started. Let me hit pause. Yo ho. Y'all know what y'all know about that Jay-Z. Hey, peace, 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 family. Peace, love, light, positive vibrations. Welcome. Thank you guys so much for being here and sharing your amazing energy here with us on Planet Wiz. This is season 3, episode 9, part 1. I'm excited about tonight because we have an amazing guest that's actually coming back by popular demand. Peace, Cleveland. Peace, Wine 9. Welcome, King. Welcome. Thank you for being here with this build. For those that are new, thank you so much. And those that are constant supporters, thank you so much for sharing your amazing energy here with us tonight. We are definitely about to raise the vibrations on the planet tonight with this conversation and with this build. The most amazing thing is everything starts with the conversation. It starts with that conversation first. That's how we plant those seeds, and those seeds in the ground. And then they may not fertilize next week, 2 weeks from now, 6 months from now, you never know, but they will eventually fertilize. And that's why we're so excited, because we get a chance to help our family grow, heal, know our birthright, know who we are, understand who we are, know it's our birthright for our health, to be healthy. Know it's our birthright for wellness. Know it's our birthright for knowledge. Know it's our birthright for everything, to live abundantly. It's our birthright to do those things. So I'm just excited about what's going on here with Planet Wiz, and people being open and more receptive to this information with the Aquarian age, and shining light on everybody's journey. And remember, everybody's journey is different. Nobody's journey is the same. And I'm going to be quiet because, like I said, tonight I'm just your host. I'm excited to bring on my cosmic brother, my man L Hawk. Now, let me just talk to you a little bit about this gentleman, him and his amazing goddess. They are doing some phenomenal things out there in the community, for the community. They have a vegan business, which I'm going to let him elaborate and talk a little more about here in the next handful of minutes. And they also make all type of products as well, too, which I'm going to let him share those as well. And make sure you guys check out his website, which we will put here in the comments in a few seconds. But this gentleman is very intelligent, very in tune, tapped in. We have conversations, I would say, at least once a week. We try to make sure we stay in contact. You know, we all are here building and grinding and doing our own things, but we try to make sure we build at least weekly. So I'm excited to bring my cosmic brother on, L Hawk. Give me 1 second as I bring the God on. All right, let's do it this way. Here in about 3, 2, 1.
Peace and love, brother. Peace and love.
Peace, God. How you feeling, man?
Wonderful, brother. How you, brother?
Man, I'm doing absolutely amazing, man. I'm vibrating so high right now, man. I'm high off life. I'm high off this build that we're about to do. I'm high off some of the conversations I had earlier with some of the other guys that I've been connected with through Planet Wiz, man. And it's just a beautiful time right now, man. And I'm excited you're here. Oh, you already got the website up. Let me go ahead and pin that real quick. Got it.
Trying to stay a step ahead.
Absolutely. So how you feeling, man? Talk to us. What's going on? Before we get into the superheroes and all of that, just kind of tell us what's going on and what you're working on.
Heroes there. I'm feeling great, man. It's an amazing time we're in. You know, like I said earlier, excited to be here. I'm excited to be alive, breathing, healthy, functioning, whole. You know what I'm saying? Like, me and my queen just had a powerful ritual we just came out of, which we're currently in. Yeah, we really overcame some real, I guess I said we found some real growth in our relationship, you know, connecting more, get closer together.
Beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing.
Exactly. You know, a lot of people, you know, you see a lot of memes online about relationships, this, relationships that, you know, both positive and negative, but people got to realize the work that goes into relationships for them to be whole and be prosperous and really build and take care of children and grow healthy, viable, strong children. It starts in the family. It starts with the relationship between the man and the woman, and it's our work to. That's the first superhero job. You know what I'm saying? That's our work to bring back our families and build our homes and build our communities up. But starts at home, starts with the family. Teach your children at home, you know. Eating healthy starts at home, you know. Knowledge starts at home, you know. You don't shouldn't rely on these outside sources to educate our children on what's going on in this world right now. You know, it starts with mom and daddy. So yeah, man, I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to build, you know, happy to provide as much knowledge and insight as I can. Um,
Absolutely. I
yeah.
want to, you just made me think of something. And I kind of talked, like I said, I spoke with some of the guys earlier about this. And since you kind of started with talking about family and health and everything starting at home, from your perspective, and I feel I can give mine as well, but how important do you think it is to get back to lotus births and letting the umbilical cord fall off by itself versus having it cut off by a doctor?
Oh man, like birthing a child is it's so crucial. I mean, from the time the child hits the earth, it's you know, our duties to be influencing that being, you know, from when they come down the birth canal to the first beings they encounter, first beings that touch them, the first beings that they hear. That's all very crucial to our development as we grow. And, you know, a lot of us coming up were cut off from that, you know, whether the father wasn't there or the mother birthed us and got back to work. You know, there was a part of our rearing that you know, we were cut off to a degree. And these different social services and hospitals and things have their, you know, different agendas on why that is. But and being present for all three of my children being born, it was amazing shaping of my mind and uh, development into manhood by being present for my children's birth and understanding my importance of being there and them hearing my voice and understanding, you know, there's everything that comes with birthing children to this world, knowing the importance of keeping the umbilical cord intact and milking it and being on a certain diet for the woman as she's progressing through her pregnancy. Um, as a man, being like, you know, her servant, if you will, you know, taking care of her as she develops and grows, and body's going through these changes. Um, and these chemicals are firing off, and she don't know what's going on with her, and you're just there as a support system and showing that you can take care of her in her time when she can, you know, really can't take care of herself. I think that's important in a woman's mind and understanding her need for us in, in their life as men. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it's deep, bro. And you know, being present in my children's lives as much as I can, as much as possible, and also being able to survive in this world, um, you know, it strengthens you. It's the true test. And a lot of these things we've been taught to glorify and chase in order to not be present for that is what we have to. That's where the spiritual cultivation comes in. Because I literally left working in restaurants to be a better parent, to be a better partner, to be a better man, you know, because I didn't see how the two went together.
They
You see what I'm
don't.
saying?
They're not designed to.
Right. I couldn't be this world star chef and also be a good father at the same time. I didn't see that. I could probably be a father later on
Right.
after I received my accolades, but what have I missed in that sacrifice? So I chose to sacrifice the accolades for fatherhood and a spiritual path and spiritual journey. And it's been amazing. You get my hoodie? Yeah.
Absolutely.
So,
I'm sorry. Go
yeah.
ahead. I thought you were done. Go ahead, King.
Nah, yeah, she was getting a hoodie for me. But yeah, I wanted to, you know, just really drive home the importance of fatherhood. And that's really like where we are right now with things, because if you remember a lot of things they were talking about in the election process, especially when you hear about the Republicans talk about what was the issue with the black community, they talk about there was a black home and the father missing from the black home, which I tend to think is more myth involved in that.
Especially now. Heck yeah.
Right. But also where they like to leave out certain important facts that happened in history that remove black men from the home, and certain social attacks that our fathers and grandfathers had to overcome in order to maintain their family units. So, it's those points that, is we don't get to speak for ourselves, you see these other people speaking for us, the whole story doesn't get told, right? They just victim blame and say, the black man has to do better, and this, that, and the third. But you don't talk about the attack. You don't talk about the incarceration, and you don't talk about the war on drugs and the chemical warfare that was launched on the black community for political agendas and financing wars overseas and
Spiritual warfare.
Excuse me. All to keep a certain people spiritually depressed and dependent on a system that doesn't really serve them but leeches off of them. You see what I'm saying? So there's a reason for that removal of the black man in the home, because that's the leader. That's the one who sees these things happen and can guide his community in the right direction. And when our men were doing that, you see what happened to them. They were assassinated. So you had a whole generation of black men and leaders who were assassinated for leading their communities and assassinated for stepping up and pointing out when things were wrong. And what happened after that in the 70s and the 80s, that's when you had the drugs that just flooded the community after that. So you had a whole chemical warfare that was launched on the community through crack and heroin, and our own actually doing it and participating in it for their own survival. I mean, you just go watch any American Gangster story about why these guys started selling dope in their communities and making money and all that. You see how it's almost like they want us to glorify these people. You know what I'm saying? They want us to glorify the Rick Rosses. They want you to glorify the Frank Lucases and all these people. But these are the people actually responsible for, the destruction of these once thriving black communities, in the 70s, the 60s and the 70s, Harlem and places like that. Philadelphia, the mecca of black politics and where law really came from in this country, at a certain point. Like, they only want to feed us a certain history because they want to keep you in a certain place mentally and spiritually. During this whole election process, I'm talking to a lot of our people and seeing where their mind was when it came to voting, or they were asking me what my mind was when it came to voting. And I'm telling them I ain't got no dog in that race. I ain't even a part of that, because if that hasn't proven that it don't serve us at this point, I don't know what hasn't. Like,
facts.
stop trying to be. It's like you're trying to be that abusive or that abused partner in a relationship that want to get away from that abusive partner. That partner's beating you and killing you and doing all kind of stuff to you and showing you that they're not going to change, but they convince you to stay with them and please stay and continue with the abuse. And they all they gotta do is say, "I'm sorry," and you stay. Well, that, for me, I just changed up this time. Not me. I'm done. We're done. My family's done. We're setting off on the indigenous path, and we're gonna live off the land and know thyself and understand how to heal yourself holistically, and connect with other families trying to do that. Start that community, which will start that nation, which we can start anew, right?
Absolutely.
I'm not afraid to do that. I'm not afraid to start it. I'm not afraid to step out there on that ledge because I feel like the alternative is no good. Now, there's one point that I want to bring up that really bothered me that I heard my people would say a lot during this election cycle, and that was, well, I vote to honor my ancestors.
Oh my goodness. Man, hey, man, my chest burn every time I hear it. Well, I don't want to say burn because I don't want to speak that into the universe. But
No, it's all
when I hear that, man, I'm just like, what the hell?
right though. It's all right to tap into that part of yourself that you know where falsehood is being thrown in your face and you're trying to be forced to accept it.
True that.
And I pose the question back: what ancestor are you choosing to honor then?
Right.
Because you choosing the civil rights ancestors over the ancestors that actually wrote the Constitution and created the government. You see what I'm saying? Like your involvement in honoring one ancestor, you are dishonoring another one.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just depending on how much in touch with yourself you are. How much do you know your people and your bloodline, your lineage? How much do you know your nation's history? Where you really from? Because that's how you're gonna take pride in an ancestor and what an ancestor's done to get you here. You understand what I'm saying? Like, how you gonna honor this ancestor when this ancestor's information is more potent and can liberate you further if you just partake and stop taking in history that's getting you nowhere, right?
Right.
Like, we like to praise Dr. King, but we don't learn from Dr. King. We don't listen to his final words when he was saying that he had integrated his house in a burning house.
Right.
He
Even he learned from that BS.
right. He knew then it was a corrupt thing. He knew what he was up against. The same FBI that we want to investigate Trump was investigating Martin, Malcolm, tapping their phones, lying on them, sending death threats. So it's like we're choosing and picking and choosing what histories that we're gonna harp on and what part we're using history as a buffet, the part that make us feel good and feeds into our narrative we talk about, but the part that's gonna help us get over this, we ignore. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I was kind of irritated, the whole election cycle, because it's like everybody fell back asleep.
That
Went right to the shucking and jiving. You know what I'm saying? Like fighting against each other over if you voted for Trump or not, dividing. Like, it was making me mad. And I think I chose to stay silent and just send subliminal messages online, I guess. You know what I'm saying? And like, it's crazy to me because they was calling like a lot of the black people who voted for Republicans that they were coons and stuff. And I'm like, well, how you gonna call one black man a coon for voting for a white man, but you voting for a white man to save you? Like, y'all both voting for white folks' interests. At the end of the day, you're not. Yeah, if anybody cooning, you're both cooning. Like, look, let's be real. But I love you. I love my people at the end of the day, so that's why I didn't say anything. You know what I'm saying? That's why I kept my mouth shut. I'm like, yo, you'll learn. You see what I'm saying? Like, you'll see. You know what I'm saying? Because we can't keep going back to that same abusive relationship. Like, the fuck? Like, excuse my language. Like, I just don't get it.
No, you good. Make sense.
The same one everybody bragging the president now. Like, this dude that won the presidency. That same group was hollering defund the police, right?
Well, quote unquote won the presidency. Let's leave that there.
Exactly. Yeah, it's big quotation marks.
Let's leave
Big.
it
there. Because if you know the inside scoop, old boy ain't done. So, old boy ain't done by a long shot.
Not at all.
A long shot. So, everybody get your popcorn ready. That's how I look at it.
Facts. Facts.
But like I said, I just focused on us though. Exactly, projected. People got to look at that word projected. And you got to see how they kept putting in small letters, these different outlets kept saying their projection, their projection. But who's the official? Who says, who makes the official call? I don't care about none of these media outlets' projections. Who makes the official call? You see what I'm
Right.
saying?
Not the media.
And those still in the lab counting. You see what I'm saying? Them people still in the lab counting. So, yeah, I just seen how the sheeple started reacting to all that and got all happy. And I was like, I see a big pole shift coming. I see a big, well, I put on my social media, I said, the left hook is coming, y'all.
It's
The
coming.
left hook is coming. You got your right hand all the way down. So you're going to get, some of y'all going to get knocked out with what's coming out of the pipeline. You know what I'm saying? But some of us going to be liberated with it. So, yeah, brother. Yeah,
You
man.
know, we could talk on and on and on about that. So
Right.
I already know how you feel. Let's switch the energy up because we don't want, we know everything is energy and we know they continue to pull rituals over our heads with that. So let's not even continue to feed that energy because we know it's some bullshit and we just gonna let
Right.
it go. But what I do want to transition to, King, real fast is your business, you and the goddess. I'm about to put your website back up. If you can kind of talk to the family about what you guys are doing with your with your business and how they can get in contact with you guys and some of the stuff you guys provide, I would appreciate that.
Livingindvibration.com, holistic wellness business. We have products to assist the body in healing and regenerating and living optimally. We have 5 different shea butters. We have internal cleanses. We have black seed oil. We have sea moss, 2 different kinds of sea moss, regular yellow sea moss, and a sea moss and bladderwhack blend. I make plant-based protein. Let's see. Here's one of our shea butter blends. It's our free blends, our pain relief blend. We have great reviews on that. Here's my yellow sea moss blend. You guys can order that on the website. I do ship.
I got to get some of that, King.
Yes, sir. Definitely send you some for having me on the show. Here's the bladderwhack and sea moss blend. Here's our internal cleanse, 7-day cleanse. It's awesome. Very bitter, but does the job. Cleans you out very well. Removes mucoid plaque from the colon. It targets the colon, the liver, and the kidneys. So those are the 3 areas it flushes out, the 3 major filters. And you'll be amazed. We focus on teaching how by cleaning the body out, you can speed up the system and healing, thinking, activity. Um, through cleaning your vessel, your body actually becomes more optimal and you start to function at your highest potential and your highest level. Your brain activity goes up. You retain memory better. Skin, all the hair growth, regeneration. You're gonna be able to kick, crazy ailments like diabetes, high blood pressure, hypertension. Me and my queen do consultations over that. My queen specifically does diabetes screening and high blood pressure screening. She is a registered nurse, RN, ICU nurse. Um, and she takes her knowledge of nursing and pharmacology and helps people get off meds through my services of natural foods and eating a modified and balanced diet. And so um, we talk to each individual specifically about their life, their blood type, their lifestyle, and we try to help take their diet to their lifestyle and how they live. So it is an individual thing. So we do not try to cookie cutter any diet to any, you know, we try to get really personal with you to understand, you know, what you ate like growing up to how you eat now to how we can make some changes, introduce some things to your consciousness. It's really about knowledge. If you know better, you can do better. So we don't hold your hand really, but we do guide you. You know what I'm saying? It's about you taking care of yourself at the end of the day. So we do try to make it where you can be, um, you can master yourself. You see what I'm saying?
Hawk, you do Reiki?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I didn't know that. Somebody just said I got a powerful Reiki session from Hawk too. Also,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I do Reiki. I am a
I didn't
member.
know that, God.
Yeah, man. Man, see, Spirit took me on such a journey, man. The wormhole.
Yeah,
We
that's
build
a
on.
beautiful thing. That's beautiful.
It is. It is. It helped me out a lot on my journey. I've just used it personally for the most time, just really cultivate my skills with it before I started soliciting myself to the public or, you know, using it as a service. But I just actually added it to my platform. If you go to my page, if you click the book now button, I do natal chart reading services along with the Reiki service, intuitive
Nice.
reading. I got a Saturn reading where I track Saturn in people's chart and give you a reading based on your Saturn placement. Natal chart readings for those who've never had their natal chart pulled to give you a nice understanding of your sky map, you from the heavens, how you cosmically manifested. So it's basically you on it's your blueprint of your whole life on a chart. So me and a few of my colleagues, we study this information daily, build on our own chart so we know how to interpret the information. Um, and you know it's a continuous process of learning. So I'm not gonna say I'm a master of astrology. I am a student of astrology, but I like to take what I do
And he is
know.
fire, by the way. We have had some amazing conversations. He
Fire.
is dope when it comes to astrology.
um, but me doing the charts actually helps me get better at what I do. So I think about where I'll be in 10 years if I keep pushing. You know, all the wise men in antiquity knew how to read the heavens. If you can read the heavens, you can go anywhere on earth. Um, it's very important. It's part of how our brains and our bodies function as well. You know, you feel in a certain way in a certain time, you should know where the sun is and where the moon is and what's the rising sign. These are things that actually affect your body and how you think and how you function. So once you tap in, stop
Facts.
watching TV, start watching the heavens. You see what I'm saying? You'll know everything. You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
How did they
And that's a
find baby?
perfect time
How did the three wise men find baby Jesus? They was
through the
following the
heavens.
star and
Star.
the just walk right to it. Led them to the man. Now that's just a story. Don't get me wrong, but it's trying to tell you something in the story. It's esoteric. It's trying to tell you, hey, the heavens will always tell you what's going on. If somebody special on earth has manifested, their star will manifest in the heavens. You see what I'm saying? We all got a star in the heavens. You know.
Facts. And that's a great segue into talking about what we had talked about we were going to touch on with the superheroes. It's actually
Sir.
a few gentlemen on here that I had kind of build with about talking about similar some of what we're about to talk about. Me and you talked about it a few different times, but um, I'm excited, man, because a lot of people don't really look at this stuff like the way we look at it, and it'll help make a
Right.
lot of sense out of it. Because movies tell the truth. That, you know, it'll help make a lot of sense out of it once we, you know, have this dialogue. So for real, I'm trying. What superhero you want to start with?
I guess the easiest one to explain is Batman.
Well, let's go with it.
So Batman, I guess Black Panther is easy to explain too, but I'll start with Batman. And I also understand that all these superheroes actually come from all of our ancient civilizations that actually manifested over here in the Americas. The different warriors that actually went to battle, uh, like Black Panther was the Golden Jaguar, you know, same similar suit, but it was golden, but it was a warrior. It was a battle suit that the warriors wore over here. and battle the Golden Jaguar. Yeah, Thanos situation. That's King James. He
Mm-hmm.
asked how to manifest using certain crystal technology and energy technology that they had at that time. Um, but the Batman situation. So Batman in Gotham City, you know, you have their villains like the Joker and Catwoman and different beings like that, right? When you really look deeper at Batman, he's really Bruce Wayne. He's the heir to Wayne Corporation, Wayne Technology, um, which makes sophisticated technology. Basically, it's got the whole city, you know, locked down and in turmoil because everybody works for Wayne Technology, essentially. You see what I'm saying? All of these villains essentially came from Wayne Technologies creations. Essentially, if they were scientists that was working on some kind of Wayne Technology something. Um, so essentially, Bruce Wayne, essentially, you know, these villains or whatever kill his parents, and he vows his oath to rid Gotham City of all of his criminals, but not realizing that the criminal life actually spawned from his parents' wealth and them building up their corporation on the backs of these people. And even the villains have spawned from this environment. So Bruce Bruce Wayne creates his alter ego through Batman to begin to fight this criminal element, which his people created. Um, and you have this Joker character that manifests. Now the Joker, if you especially I think it's one of the newer Batman movies where he stands on top of the money and burns it all.
Yeah.
That particular one, he really shows you the pure heartedness of that character because he was created because remember he got beat up on and picked on and his character was pulled out of him through hardship. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
He's broken, got tired of it, right? And the most, you know, genius side of him manifested in the form of the Joker, really, and gave Batman them fits because he was so genius in how he planned his thing. Because his goal was never money. He never wanted money. He never wanted riches or any of that stuff. He just wanted them to feel him, to feel his pain. You see what I'm saying? If you remember, he stood on top of the money and burned it and danced on top of it. That was a symbol of how we actually, you know, get caught up over material things and how we will do some of the craziest things for money. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, Batman was trying to protect his interests. He was not trying to make Gotham City a better place. And people like the Joker were coming to burn it down to really make it a better place because they were actually trying to dig it up at the roots. You see what I'm saying? Same thing with the Avengers, like people are mentioning with Thanos. Um, Thanos was really trying to come and purify the universe with all from the corruption, and the Avengers were trying to keep it in place, but he was just too powerful. You see what I'm saying? He was a Titan, and that actually tells a story about how powerful we are, and the Titan gene in us. You see what I'm saying? That's really trying to activate in our minds to show you how powerful we are. You see, Killmonger in Black Panther was really the hero. He wasn't the villain. He was a hero. You see what I'm saying? Uh, to the point where at the end of the movie, they go back to the hood to try to do exactly what he was trying to do in the first place, essentially. But he was trying to actually liberate the people. He was trying to use the technology to get the people to our people to a better place over here. And it was how the brothers in Africa was keeping the secrets, which I think is some truth to that too. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like it's the brothers in Africa that actually got some secrets that they ain't told us over here that we need to know. You see what I'm saying? But that'd be another segue.
Mm-hmm.
But do Marvel essentially just telling these superhero stories, but they tell them inverted to actually keep that savior syndrome implanted in our head to make us think that something's going to come and save something outside of you is going to come save you and not activate the superhero gene inside of you for you to save yourself. You know what I'm saying? So we as a people have to get over that whole savior syndrome, because we really have been programmed to think that something's outside of ourselves is gonna come save us from a situation that is not. It's not gonna happen at all. We gotta get
Facts.
our,
Facts.
you know what I'm saying?
Let's talk about all this is all running together. Let's talk
Right.
about it being 80 plus degrees in November. What you think
Mm.
about that? Being 80 plus degrees in November, you know, like around this time, typically 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years ago, it just shows that the climate is changing and that star is heating up. But what do you think from your perspective? What's going on? Why it's still 80 plus degrees in November right now in 2020?
Um, to be honestly truthful with you, I think Mother Nature is on our side. Um,
Big facts.
that's working in our favor. That's keeping that's keep ruining the power it bees, the so-called power it bees plans. Um, I think we are healing and tapping in, so that's starting to throw some of the things off, right? Because when we start to change up, you know, the weather starts to change up. Um, but also we got some astrological alignments that are coming up that are big. Um, on December 21st, Saturn and Jupiter meet up in Aquarius, 0 degrees.
Mm.
You've had today, um, actually, it's probably been a few days now, Pluto and Jupiter aspect or conjunct at 22 degrees in Capricorn. So they're like Pluto and Jupiter on top of each other in Capricorn. So that's like beaming some big energy down, some big transformation, expansive energy down on the earth right now. Um, and if we actually are in alignment with these, you know, the Elohim, the most high energies coming down on earth, you know, and we tap into that and stop tapping into the nonsense, we can actually, you know, change the setup. So I think it's like nature just trying to get our attention. You see what I'm saying? Like those who are aware and those who are sensitive enough to feel that, you know, you start paying attention to what mom and daddy trying to tell us, you know.
My a friend of mine said December 21st is known as St. Thomas Day.
I never heard of that.
Yeah, I was trying to wonder what he was talking about on that as well too. Feel free to elaborate on that, Cleveland. Do you feel, hey Hawk, do you feel like with the sun is staying warm as it is right now, and do you feel like the radiation will do something to our DNA as melanated beings?
I think the sun's always upgrading our DNA, because if the sun's been sending out big solar flares since 2012. Big solar flares that I think has been doing a lot to upgrade our DNA and bring a lot of things online. I think actually heat might be actually coming from the earth and not from the sun, though. Actually, that's what I
Mm,
feel. Because thermal heat. You know, the earth can generate its own light and heat as well. Um, and I think a lot of this has to do with our emotional state right now in the country. You know what I'm saying? Because we are the stars down here on Earth. You know what I'm saying? Like
facts.
we really understand how when we are emotionally charged, like this election just charged us up emotionally, big time. You don't see how that affects the environment, it affects the climate, especially the women. When the women are emotionally affected, it's really gonna start to get, you know, crazy. So yeah.
Let me see. So the bottom of the yearly cycle of the sun, I think the shortest day of the year, ultimately the height of yearly death.
Yeah. That's the height of the dead season, right? The sun's the furthest away from the northern hemisphere,
Mm-hmm.
not sending as much solar energy to this part of the earth. You understand what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And the more solar energy to the southern hemisphere. So it's summer in Brazil and those areas like that. Up here is winter, right? But that point is also when it goes 0 degrees Capricorn too. The sun goes into Capricorn. So, you know, that's the height of the dead season. Um, you know, that's why we talk about the time being off. That's why New Year's isn't the new year, because it's the middle of the dead season, right? It's a
Right.
week away literally like what, 2 weeks away, a week away from December 21st. You know what I'm saying? So it's got everybody off. It's the beginning of the physical financial year, and that's the year that's got everybody off whack. That's the matrix. You see what I'm saying? Like you can separate the two systems, right?
Right.
Once you tap Mother Nature, you get back on Mother Nature's time. You understand, you understand Mother Nature's alignments, right? Instead of celebrating Easter, you celebrate the equinox because that's when the spring is truly at its height, when everything's going to start blossoming and moving forward. And you're not actually celebrating the death when you need to be celebrating rebirth. You see what I'm saying? Because Easter is also celebrating the death of Jesus for some reason. It's like some weird ritual they want to do when you're supposed to be celebrating life. Because you're supposed to be celebrating, if you're going to celebrate the death at any time, you would celebrate it during the December 24th period. Because that's the dead season. That's when everything's dead here. You see what I'm saying? So if you're going to celebrate the death of Jesus at any time, you would celebrate it then. But for some reason, they got it where you're celebrating in the spring when you're supposed to be celebrating life. You understand
Right.
what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's part of those occult tricks and those, the stuff that they be doing to try to get us mentally disconnected and uprooted from what is the truth. That's why when
Absolutely.
you speaking the truth to people and they ain't on that type of timing, they don't understand what you're saying. You ain't on the same frequency. They gonna start to fight you back and argue with you about stuff because their mind is completely programmed to that system and its timing. They're on the Gregorian calendar, going by the Gregorian system and everything the Gregorian uh, system tells you to do, which is a white supremacist power structure.
Yep. Started
And
by When it started by Caesar, right?
I'm not sure who started it over here.
Well, I
Uh,
mean, in general in the world, I think Caesar was the one in Roman time who switched up to the Gregorian calendar and threw
well,
everything off.
right. So boom. Well, anytime you've had this advent of what we call quote unquote white supremacy, because it's been going on for a while since they've actually risen into power. And and I say they, I mean, the Caucasoid uh, pale people, since they start to rise to power, they have been changing time up to write themselves into history. They had to make up history in order to put themselves into power, to say that they are part of the children. You see what I'm saying? The chosen people, or to say that they're part of the family of men. They had to write themselves into history. So there's actually knowledge that said they wrote themselves they wrote in 1,000 years of history. So 2020 is really 1020 because they wrote 1,000 years in to inject themselves into history. You see what I'm saying? They did that. They did. I think they did a lot of this during the Crusades. Is when that was their whole goal, was to get to the Holy Land, to say that they, paid some homage there and got blessings there, and now they gave them right to be and right to exist because they got blessings from the Holy Land. So,
Mm-hmm.
uh, and actually not even blessings from the Holy Land. They took over the Holy Land. They raided the Holy Land. They that was the whole goal of the Crusades, and to wipe away any of the ancient knowledge, so they would control the narrative of what God is and was and is to be. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So you have big time um, events like the burning of the Library of Alexandria, and these are things that started to cast all of humanity into dark ages when they started to do different burnings and the Salem witch hunts and things like this. This is when they were actually snuffing out the ancient people and the ancient knowledge, so it would be erased, so they could put their system in place and on top of the ancient people and literally build on top of the ancient people, but then enslave the ancient people, change their names in history, make them property, and that's where we are today. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Hey.
Yes. And it started with time and it started with history. They had to do it all at the same time. Not same time, but it was part of their process. Change time and change history. You
Mm-hmm.
see what I'm saying? So we know we're under a big spell, but we coming out of it. But coming out of it, a lot of us are still got that cognitive dissonance where you believing in the story, the fairy tale, and the truth just seems straight fictional to you.
Right.
You know what I'm
Big facts.
saying?
Big facts.
So,
His story, like my guy just said, his story.
yeah.
Facts. So I want you to are you good with touching on Doctor Strange? I want you to do that, but I got a question for you before we talk about Doctor Strange. Have you been
Okay.
seeing some crazy stuff going on in the skies lately, King? Because I know my wife and I, like when we drive sometimes at night, even today, like we have been seeing some crazy activity in the sky lately. I don't know if
Like what?
well,
We've got a lot over here. Here lately. We've been getting a lot of different cloud cover. It hasn't been very like clear skies. I guess at night maybe, but nothing too out of the ordinary I've seen.
okay, so today, well, we had something today, but I'm gonna go probably a couple weeks back. So, man, craziness, like complete sober. Like my wife and I were driving, and this was probably 2 weeks ago. It was at nighttime, probably around, it wasn't too late, probably 10, 11 o'clock latest. And we saw a so-called, what we thought was an airplane, right?
Hmm.
So it was actually just like sitting there though. It wasn't moving in any direction. It was kind of just hovering. So
Hmm.
we're looking up like, the hell is that, right? So big thing, big object, just hovering. Next thing you know, so we drive like a little closer towards. Obviously, it's far away, but we drive to where we can get a better angle at it. And the object started going up and down. Listen, we both know airplanes do not have that technology to do that.
Hmm.
Well, at least not the airplanes that we fly commercially.
Right.
Up, down. And then next thing you know, it started going this way, side to side, all kind of like in the same place. So we looking like, man, what in the hell is going on? Right?
Hmm.
So we continue to drive closer. We continue to drive closer. And this object continues to go up, down, left, right. And then it took like it went like real fast, like we kind of flew like in the angle like this, right? And then the closer we got, as the object was kind of like on top of us, bruh, it was a freaking it was a plane. But we both understand that planes don't do this.
Right.
So I can't explain it. All I can tell you is what the hell we saw. And
Mm.
this happened for a good 3-4 minutes before we got like to the point where we can be like underneath the aircraft or the object or whatever you want to call it. But we all know that airplanes do not go up and down, and do that. And at one point, like I said, it was just hovering, kind of like moving just a little bit, like.
Mm.
And then today we saw like I've been seeing stuff where people are saying, I've heard somebody say something about the sun's releasing uh, spaceships. I read something the other day. It was saying the sun's releasing spaceships. I got to do more research on it. I wouldn't doubt it,
I've
especially if
seen that. They've got tracked a probe that's out near Saturn. They said that there were different ships. They seen leaving the rings of Saturn. They were cigar-shaped spaceships
yeah,
uh, that would leave the rings of Saturn. They seen cigar-shaped ships around orbiting the sun, getting really close to the sun. Um, yeah, I mean, it's definitely. I think we're getting. I don't know if you ever heard the term full disclosure.
I have.
This particular year of 2020 being the year of perfect vision, i.e., 2020, right? Um, so I think we're going to be start to experience a lot of these things. I know up here coming soon, you will definitely see a lot of. Mark my words, you'll see a lot of politicians being exposed for dirty things and
Oh
very.
yeah,
Here soon.
that's already starting.
Right. I mean, the people loving right now, like the ones that got elected, all their information gonna get dropped. Um,
Something was just released on I want to say Biden and some people in this camp like a couple days ago.
and yeah, because he's a high level pedophile. I mean,
Big facts. I mean, you can look at videos and see that.
high level pedophile. I mean, but prior to the election getting it to its height, my whole Facebook feed, I had it tailored. I specifically did this. I tabbed my Facebook feed tailored to send me certain information every day. and it was sending me information, you know, videos, different documentaries about certain that pedophilia information, these different individuals getting arrested and indicted, and people under a secret indictment. I don't know if you ever seen that particular paperwork where they had these all these politicians and corporations and different heads up.
Bill
If you
Gates, all of them.
Right. If you remember when Trump first took office, all those CEOs and stuff who got fired or stepped down from their positions, this was all connected to that pedophile shit.
Absolutely, it was. Absolutely, and Trump was exposing that shit.
Trump's administration was taking down high-level pedophiles out of the high ups in these high up networks, to where now when the election hit and when it started to get close to the election, all that shit went away. They censored all knowledge, truth-based information off social media. That's how also it was like, okay, it's getting close. We're getting close. They can't hide it no more. You know what I'm saying? Like Twitter was censoring people's information. It's basically anybody who was out there telling the truth was getting they pages blocked for a certain amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how high level censoring was taking place. Because they were trying to manipulate the election somehow as much as they could. You see what I'm saying? Much information about these individuals from coming out so they could swing this election in the popular sector of things. They had to keep it so close. So because they knew that this whole court situation was gonna come up, right? Because all the pretty close. Like the last elections, they was really neck and neck. And the only thing we know is what the media tell us. And they know the media, the people are following what the media say. You see what I'm saying? So if the media say this is what it is, and then everybody get their hopes up and they, ambitions up that that's what it is, but then it end up being that. Like when y'all woke up and seen Donald Trump as y'all president, everybody went to sleep thinking that man lost. Y'all woke up, that man had won. You see what I'm saying? I'm telling you, the same thing gonna happen this time, except it's gonna be a more dramatic process. And it's
they doing it on purpose.
Yeah, it's meant to create chaos. It's a divide and conquer tactic. That's what we don't understand as our people, as melanated people in America. We don't understand it's a divide and conquer tactic to divide us. So we don't come together and we don't start our own thing and get our own thing going. You see what I'm saying? It's put in place so you pick one or the other. And if you pick one or the other, that means you got to divide against your brother. And that's exactly what them white folk gonna do. Like watch them. It's already happening. Basically the left wing white people are going to be fighting against the right wing white people, and the black folk and the white folk, the blacks who pick sides are going to be fighting with them. That's what you're going to watch happen. The ones that don't fight are the ones that's going to be like, we on our own thing, we ain't got nothing to do with that because we already see the deception in it. You see what I'm saying? Right. So yeah, talk about a civil war brewing here. Yeah, it's going to be a civil war brewing here, but you're going to make a choice whether you're going to get involved or not. Because it's not y'all war, just like every other war that's broke out over in time over here. It's never been our wars. They just convinced us to participate because they need our power. Going back to the superhero thing. You see what I'm saying? Because they need us to fight for them. Because they know we the best fighters. We can get down like that. That's why we
tell them, ain't nobody in Kong did nothing to me. I said Muhammad Ali tried to tell us back in the 70s, ain't nobody in the Kong do nothing to me.
Exactly.
I fight here.
And see, the perception right now is because they're trying to fight for who gonna control over here. That's what the election right now is about. They trying to fight over who gonna control the melanated people in America. Like who gonna grasp their mind, because that's what they fighting over. It's the right, whoever you want, the reptiles and the demons. And they trying to get the people's mind. They trying to fight for it. And they got all that little trinkets and they promises out to what they can give you and all that stuff they promise you can get yourself just by linking up with your people and building with your own people. Everything a Republican or a Democrat can promise us we can do with each other.
Major.
There's nothing we need from them. Nothing. Everything we need, we got. You see what I'm saying? But for somehow we under that spell thinking that these people can do something for us that we can't do for ourselves. And they're never gonna do anything for you. Ever. 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 It's not designed to. It's designed to leech off of you. That's what integration was all about. We got to get them integrated into us and start to get their best and brightest involved with us to work for us in our hospitals and our schools and our technology places. How you think they got to the moon? It was black women that helped them get to the moon. Doing the mathematics, they helped them get there. You see what I'm saying? Like, if they didn't do the mathematics, if they went to the moon. You see what I'm saying? But in their story, they're letting you know that we even got sisters to help us do it. You see what I'm saying? So they're still giving us credit even if they lying. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
They lie, they gotta put us in there. So my thing is our greatness all lies within ourselves. We don't need no other outside people. You know what I'm saying? Like, all we need is each other. That's it. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. I totally agree with that. 100%. I support that. Those are major facts, man. Let's get on Doctor Strange. What you got on Doctor Strange?
Doctor Strange is actually pretty interesting, which to me, from what I gather watching Doctor Strange, he actually revealing more and more sciences in his work. Like Doctor Strange is actually talking about antiquity and how we actually use this technology to maneuver through different dimensions, and how you really time travel and how you really space travel, how you really go to other planets. You don't go to planets by building some rinky-dink rocket ship. You know what I'm saying? Like, if the ancients really see what they was doing, they'd be like, yo, y'all stupid. But you know, they were able to actually tap into different portals during different times, different celestial alignments. You know what I'm saying? Certain portals were open. We got a portal coming up soon. That's actually me and my queen anniversary tomorrow, 11/11.
Yes, you know, congratulations. 11/11, that's fire.
Yeah, we actually got together 11/11/11. That was when we got.
Wow.
So
you guys probably been together in past lifetimes. Have you ever had a reading on that?
That is in the chart. We got past life karma, relationship. You know, she's probably. I actually look at it in reverse. I was probably the woman and she was the man in the past life. Right? Yeah, that's how the relationship was based on how I see it now. But you know, who knows?
You want to hear something crazy? So, in our past life, we were white. Like, we've been together several past lives, me and my wife, and we were white in one of our past lives.
White, you said? Ah, hilarious.
Yeah, man. But a lot of us have been, don't know them.
Right. But that's what I'm trying to say. Like, when we talk about that, you know, that particular gene that manifests, you know what I'm saying, in us at times, because, you know, there's a time where we carried all the genes in us. You see what I'm saying? Like, all the from us. So even when you talk about the white gene was extracted from us for them to be here. You know what I'm saying? So we've always carried. So seeing yourself live a lifetime as a quote unquote Caucasian shouldn't surprise you, because that's part of our DNA lineage. It's part of, you know, who we are. They are a part of us. That's why they're here.
I'm sorry.
People, they want to, like, that's what I'm trying to say. That's how you know white supremacy has a real stronghold in our minds, because we give them too much power. You see what I'm saying? Like, even their darkest demonic self, how bad they are in our minds, they got from us. And we have to eat that and swallow it and chew it, because it's the truth. There's nothing we haven't done.
That's a fact.
Talk about our genetic lineage and how high and how low we have risen. We're actually at a low point right now. Our high point, like I said, the highest technology we have, you know, these people right now couldn't see it. They still trying to figure it out. And they tell you that all you watch Ancient Aliens and stuff. Oh, the ancients, they had to have help from the aliens. The aliens had to come down and teach them how to build these structures. They say it all, you watch them, you're like, oh, no, they didn't. We knew how to do that stuff. We had that understanding. We had that knowledge.
That connection too. We had that connection.
Exactly. Yeah, we was connected. Exactly. We're cut off right now. That's what I'm trying to explain. We are cut off right now. That's why we're not at our best. We're at our lowest, and we still operate at a high capacity compared to our counterparts. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like in the entire world, really, we perform on a very high physical level. So that means that our brains operate at a high level. Because if you can do something high physically, you can tell your body to do something physically at a very high level. That means your brain computes at a very high level. You're just not using it to build no computers or build no rocket ships or none of that. You doing it to jump high. You doing it to run fast. You doing it to pick up that weight. You doing it to run that football or shoot that hoop or run that track. That's the things that, or rap that song. You see what I'm saying? Like anything we put an interest in, we put God in it, and we do it, and everybody follows suit. Whether it's fashion, we making up lingos and words and dance. You see what I'm saying? The only thing we don't do is we don't capitalize on it because we understand where it come from. We can make up something new tomorrow. You see what I'm saying? But we don't make it a business. You know what I'm saying? Because I just feel like it's the God in us. We don't slave for none of that stuff. We know it's just fun. It's like back in the day, in the ancient times, we used to wear gold because that's what it was. Everybody just wore gold. You got statues that had gold bracelets, rings, teeth, headband, gold, everything. But the white man take it and make it a commodity. It's a difference in just who you are as a being. You don't take those things, and we was using gold to heal ourselves in the monatomics. You see what I'm saying? Like we were taking those elements and healing our bodies with it and making our brains think to a higher level. They take it and make a bar out of it and try to sell it. It's a difference in perspective and a different how to apply certain elements of the world and use it and build with it. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. There's a why Mansa Musa walk around and just hand gold bars out to people because they applying the science in a different way. They're applying that knowledge in a different way. And when he did that, he literally bankrupted every town. I think that was a story that said he literally bankrupted every town he went in because he dropped all the gold bars off. So the people just had it and they just went and bought up everything. You see what I'm saying? So that created this vacuum, essentially, they said. So that's why they started stopping that from happening. You know what I'm saying? So it's the reason why, you know, gold was taken off the market and fiat was placed on the market. You see what I'm saying? Because gold and silver is the real money. That's real money. And fiat is fiat. Monopoly money is not real. It has no real. It only has the value that we give it.
Right.
That's why cryptocurrency and stuff coming out now because they're saying, hey, if they believe in that and give that value, we can get rid of the fiat. So they just keep playing with your mind. You see what I'm saying? And then just knowing how money even started from us. We started using the first money with us was oxen. Actually, Uroks was actually the first money for us. And an Urok, go look it up online. An Urok is basically a big ancient cow with the big horns that go. They might call it a longhorn now, but it's called an Urok. You know what I'm saying? Go look it up. And they actually started the alphabet based on this system. So you went from the Urok was an A, and they actually, if you draw the symbol of the Urok, it's an A upside down with two eyes in it. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
From the A to the B, which the B was the bovine, that's the next form of cattle, because cattle was our form of trade. There's ancient pharaohs in Nubia that got a whole bunch of cattle that's buried with them. You know what I'm saying? They just slaughtered a bunch, like 3,000 cattle. 200 servants, you know, all these things, and they tomb with them because that's what they took to the afterlife with them. You see what I'm saying?
A lot of gold.
A lot of gold, exactly. A lot of incense, a lot of myrrh. They even said they found weed in some of the tombs. Yeah, I mean, when you start digging to how great our people was and the things that we coveted, yeah, we was moving on a whole nother level. And but this particular Caucasoid just took bits and pieces of what we were doing and started making it economical and started capitalism basically with it. You see what I'm saying? Actually, even us as capital to this day. You see what I'm saying? So
Facts.
it get deep.
It get real deep, man, and it is this is a great build because all of these are conversation starters that have to be going on today for us to understand what's going on, so we can. I was talking to somebody earlier today, Gazarus, one of my good friends that comes on and does the show quite frequently. He was over at the house with my wife and I, and we were talking about like when Dick Gregory was saying it's a game, but if you don't understand you in the game, how the hell you gonna prepare to win the game?
Right.
And that kind of goes about what you were just talking about. Like these conversations open up our minds to let us know this is a damn game.
Right.
And we don't have to necessarily participate in the game the way they want us to participate, but we can be an active player. Like my man Gosler said, we can be an active player and we can create our own.
Right.
And we don't have to worry about living. Like if we don't pay that energy no attention, like you said, they're really non-existent. They're really irrelevant. We make them where they are. And if we can like not dive and use that energy at all or tap into any of that energy, we can create our own and do what we got to do. And the matrix will follow. Like,
right.
Like that.
Think about it. If we took that same energy that we took with the election process to go out and vote.
Oh, man.
And put money together, like religiously, like y'all did that, and started like a business or went in and bought a bunch of land together.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? And built homes on that land. And then y'all just policed yourselves within that land. You see what I'm saying? Like that'd be way more powerful than voting. Because guess what? That's what all the other groups do. Go look at the Indian community, man. You go to India, they come in, they buy a whole block up. They all live in the same condo. They got a business that they attach to. You see what I'm saying? Like all of them go work at the same business. You know what I'm saying? Like that. All the Asian groups do that. The Jews do that. It's just us that go work for other people. That go look for work from other people. Guess that, like I said, that election jungle make me mad because they were saying how the black unemployment rate. They brag about putting y'all to work, man. Like y'all can't make y'all own work. Like we can't make our own work. The black unemployment rate, man, is this. They trying to win you over with that. Like that's something to brag about. We get y'all Negroes to work. Man, put myself to work. You know what I'm saying? I don't need you to put money in my pocket. I don't need you to provide health care for me. I know how to take care of myself. Matter of fact, the stuff that you giving me is killing me. It's killing my mama. It's killing my grandmama.
Facts.
My uncle leg got amputated. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Our people been dying on this system, but we just keep falling for that shit. Hook, line, sinker, bro. Like, I see it, man. That shit aggravating. It's aggravating to watch, man. At this point, I'm tired of it.
It's very aggravating, God. It's very aggravating.
Can't even act like this shit cool because it ain't. You know what I'm saying? Like none of it is. Like everything that God has opened my eyes to see. Like, you know, the crazy music, you know, these crazy artists, these movies and these shows that's putting all this gay stuff out there. None of that stuff is cool, man. And it's kind of like, you know, ain't nobody gonna speak up and say nothing because nobody want to get canceled and stuff like that. But it's like, whatever, dude. Like, wrong is wrong. And, you know, it's certain stuff I don't want my kids to see. You know what I'm saying? There's certain things I don't want my kids to, you know, be a part of. And they trying to make that junk cool for us to be a part of. And I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? So if some of us want to go do that, that's cool. That's on you. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you want your kids to be around a lot of crazy stuff and stuff that don't really make sense and don't add up, so be it. That's on you. But I don't want my kids in it. I don't want my kids seeing that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, you know.
My God said we got 13 people on this live right now. Let's band together and focus on building a separate economy, language, and much more. That's one of my close friends that is a part of this tribe that we build, and I agree with that, man.
We better off getting together with 13 people who down with starting a business or going in on a property or got some idea to build some kind of infrastructure that's going to actually help us get to the next level. You know what I'm saying? Technology, you know what I'm saying? Like, whatever, homeschooling, like with the children, like anything we can build to kind of start that nucleus to get it going. You know what I'm saying? Farms, like anything that's going you can pull from the earth or you can pull from your brain and create any kind of business. Like, come on, man. Like we gonna save ourselves. That's how I look at it. I
Man,
ain't looking for anybody to come out here and rescue this ship. This ship is me and my queen got it, you know what I'm saying? And we trying to connect with other people who trying to do it too. You know what I'm saying? Trying to build your own and protect your own.
so
You
you
know
telling me you're not looking for the guy to come out of the sky like, say this shit?
that I feel like that hand come through me. That hand
Facts.
that hand operate these hands like this. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
I don't look for nothing outside I don't look for God to come outside of me. I look God to work through me. You know what I'm
Major
saying?
facts.
Use my brain, use my ability, use my eyes, use my hands, my feet to do whatever it is I need to do. And if God tell me, hey, you need to go talk to that brother right there, because y'all on the same level, and I'm gonna go talk to that brother right there, and we gonna connect, and we gonna see what we gonna build together. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what we supposed to do. Be fearless. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt. So speaking while we touching on this, I got and I'm gonna be talking to you about this. I'm gonna be reaching out to you. I got some one of my good guys who sitting on some land and some property. So we're gonna be talking that I want to do some stuff with, and I want to bring some of the guys in and let's like and queens and put our heads together and make something shake, man, because it's time,
Right.
man. It's just time. It's well beyond time.
It is. I mean, it's the same things we get pimped on, we can pimp on. You see what I'm saying? Like energy, for example. If you got a bunch of land, you got a bunch of acreage, you can literally start to invest your money in getting solar panels, set up a solar field on your land and sell property back to whatever county you live in or whatever solar grid you own. You can sell them the energy back and you get a check. You see what I'm saying? Harnessing solar energy. And of course you should live off of it yourself, but learning how to be sustainable, learning how to pull from the earth in a clean way. You know what I'm saying? Create something somebody needs. Growing hemp. You grow hemp. There's so many things you can create from hemp and process hemp. You know what I'm saying? Like that was actually the cash crop over here prior to occupation. That's what we was growing over here and creating all our paper and our clothes and everything was with hemp. You see what I'm saying? So, if you got talent like art, you know what I'm saying? Painting, sculpture, all that kind of stuff. And we start to recreate our image and our own image, how we want to see ourselves. Come on, that stuff is timeless.
Facts.
Antique. You see what I'm saying? Especially if you dope at it. So just getting back into the arts and creating and doing and going back to the earth, that's where the money is. That's where the cash is. That's what people really want. And I think that's what the whole world waiting for us to do over here. Be ourselves again. You know what I'm saying? Like, stop being what this system tried to create us to be. You know what I'm saying?
Major
Like,
facts.
stop pretending to be something that you're not. You know what I'm
Facts.
saying? Black, y'all got a whole heritage, a whole lineage that has a name and an ancestry that you should know and you should be able to tap into that's very diverse. So it's not just one name, it's many names. You see what I'm saying? And it's just about, like the brother just said, producing again. Like we have to produce. You know what I'm saying? Produce something of substance. But you got to know you something of substance to produce something of substance. You know what I'm saying? Where you can pull it from, So these Europeans have been capitalizing off our substance for hundreds of years now. So why don't we capitalize off our own substance?
Man. Yep.
I mean, even like, why are we sending our children off to play sports for them? Why aren't we creating our own sports arenas? Why aren't we creating our own leagues? Why aren't we, you see what I'm saying? Like, we got the knowledge of all that. You know what I'm saying? From running the game to coaching the game to developing them to keeping them to looking out for their best interests. How many black men got, effed over in high school and college because there was somebody not looking out for their best interest, whether it be a coach or recruiter or whatever, or just brothers didn't know no better. You see what I'm saying? Like, let's get ourselves in position. One of the powerful things that just happened too that nobody talked about, Deion Sanders taking that head coaching job at Jackson State. Like, come on.
Yeah, that's
I
huge.
was talking to my son. I already talking to my older son. Like, hey, bro, you know you got moved to defense. My older son got moved to defense, playing free safety. I'm like, Deion Sanders is the head coach at Jackson State, bro.
Facts.
Like, you got coached by. You don't think Deion Sanders will have you pro ready? You
Prime
said,
time.
and then at the same time, being a black man, being coached by a black man who was not only a football player but also a baseball player, and then a businessman. Like, come on, like ain't nobody did it bigger. But it's just certain things like that, like sending our boys back to the HBCUs and getting them out of these so-called D1 schools. You know what I'm saying? Because they only D1 because we there.
That's
we are
all.
they
That's
one
all.
because you know what I'm saying? Like, send the boys back to the black colleges, start enriching the black schools with the TV money, right? Start building the black schools up. So now the black schools got all the technology and got the money to buy the technology and the books and get the high class professors from the top places in all the worlds, right? Because that's the way the so-called D1 schools operate. They go and get all the TV time with all these black boys running up and down them courts, making all that TV time money, getting them big checks from the NCAA and these different associations, and they cashing in and buying all these big technology departments for their schools, and all our kids want to go to their schools because they got all the shit at their schools. Because why? Our black boys in there run up and down the field, shooting balls and running and sweating.
I was a
Shit
part
ain't
of
never.
that, so I know I was a part of that.
Yeah, me too. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was sold that dream too, but then now I'm looking now, I'm like, you know what? This some bullshit. You see what I'm saying? You know, my son want to do it now too, but I'm looking at it like, I can really guide this guy to kind of shake some things up. You know, he can still achieve his goal, but you know, he can make a statement in doing so too. I'm like, how about you make it your goal to be, a blue chip All America coming to your senior year, and you got all these D1 schools looking at you, but in the back of your head, you got 3 black schools you gonna pick before you go to any one of them. You had to get turned down by the 3 black schools before you pick your first D1 school.
Right.
So when you go for Miami or Georgia Tech or Georgia, you already talked to Grambling and Tuskegee and Tennessee State first. Like, hey, if you bring me there, I bring 10 guys with me, and then we can all go. We can in 4 years we can shoot for a college national championship. We can bring a college national championship back to a black school can win the
Facts.
college and
Facts.
get all the money, and all that money can come into this black school and enrich this black school. So now all these players from all the country want to come to this black school and play now. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But it's a mind control thing. You see what I'm saying? It's a self-worth thing. You gotta see the value in yourself and your own people to want to do something like that. You know what I'm saying? To want to completely separate from that system, that way of life. Not think that's good. You know what I'm saying? Not think that that's a better group of people to play in front of because it's you playing in front of 50,000 white kids. You see
Right.
what I'm saying? You rather play in front of 20,000 black people. You know what I'm saying? A smaller stadium, but you still got the TV time. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, it's that type of just quality and that type of just self-love that'll get, our boys going back to the black schools and getting taught by black teachers, that really love our people. You know what I'm saying?
Major facts. Major facts, guys. So, you on fire, man.
You want to throw these alley-oops, I'm just catching them and dunking them. You know what I'm
Hey,
saying?
you on fire, man. Everything I throw up there, you putting that ignite on it like.
Right. Yeah.
So, I'm serious about the land, man. I like I said, I'm serious about that. I'm gonna call you.
Yes.
We're gonna talk more about that, about location and the herb is legal to grow herb in that area. That was very important.
Yes. I mean, that's a prop, man. Like, more of us got to get braver to get into that field. I'm positioning myself, to definitely get into that field. But more of us got to get brave enough to get back in because most of us smoke. So why wouldn't you want to grow it yourself? You see what I'm saying? To at least control that economic in your life. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
But then understand the usages and the other potentials that plant brings. and how we've always had a connection to the cannabis plant. Like, come on, man, just get back to your roots and being your indigenous self again. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's
So,
real.
damn, what was I about to say about that? Something about,
And cannabis cultivating it.
well, like I said, I'm gonna call you. We're gonna talk more about that as far as the property and stuff because I really want to, start doing and building stuff with the tribe. So we're gonna get to that. I mean, we're gonna talk about that offline. But it was something else I wanted to talk about that was on my mind. I can't remember, but I'll go ahead and go to something else. I can't smoke. I need gummies. Hey, that's all. Hey, that's all good. I was
Yeah,
going to
whatever.
say that's one of the healthier ways the healthiest two ways to consume cannabis is through oil and through consuming it as food anyway. So you good, yo.
Yeah, that's the best way to consume it. That's where you get it in. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Us more shamanistic types, the smoking is.
Hey, what you think about shrooms, King?
Oh man, I love them. I think I told you about that last time we spoke. But I love shrooms. They're very healing to your brain, bro. Like they heal the brain. They heal the brain, bro. That's the best way I can describe it, man. Like if you got any kind of emotional hang up or some kind of effed up way of thinking, go take some shrooms. It'll knock it right out of you.
I completely agree with that.
You got some dark shit in you, like, say you're a person that you got some dark feelings or dark emotions inside you, and you don't know how to grasp them shits. Eat some shrooms in like 3 grams. Them demons gonna come. Them demons gonna come right out.
What you know about that shaman dose 7?
I've never gone that deep. For me, it don't even take that much. I get 2 and I'm up out of there. Like I'm talking all kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? 2 grams. I'm talking all kind of stuff, bro. Like,
Hey, look at my boy. Hey, look at my boys coming out here. They throwing it up like more. He's
yeah,
gonna eat the
man.
whole 28.
But I tell you, real deal. I have more spiritual experiences on edibles than I do on shrooms.
Edibles like Mary Jane edibles.
Yeah, I got pretty deep into making edibles and extracting, and making very potent edibles because I like potent edibles myself. And I've had some very powerful experiences deep on some edibles, like very strong spiritual experiences.
Okay.
E, um, spiritual downloads, um, ancestors speaking to me. I feel like just telling me deep, profound information. You know what I'm saying? Like nothing like, and only I can hear it. Nobody else is privy to this. I'm just picking it up. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Profound things happen when I'm deep on some edibles, bro.
Man, so yeah, man, I actually had my first experience with shrooms not too long ago, and I had a Kundalini experience and everything. I got downloads, kind of like you said. I had deities, like higher deities, and download stuff, information. Like I felt like I was a totally different person when I came out of there.
Yeah,
Like,
you were.
and I
You
knew for a fact it was more like when I came out, bro. I was like, I'm God. Like I really am God. Like it was an understanding that I got from it and some clarity that I received. And
right.
I went to look in the mirror, man. And before I did it, I did my intentions and all that good stuff, and on what I wanted to get out of it. And I went in the mirror, man, and I asked to connect with certain ancestors and stuff. Man, I went in the mirror and I saw so many different ancestors that was here for me. My face like morphed into different ancestors. I'm talking about to like big boys with beards, no beards,
Right.
queens, like goddesses, my my shit was morphing. I was like, what? Like, but I was
Right.
like, okay, it
So
made sense though.
you did what they call a mirror meditation. So a mirror meditation is where you go through all your different, because we're multidimensional beings. We're not what people say we are. We're not even human. We're all of these things. We have all the DNA inside of us. So when you do a mirror meditation and you stare deep enough into you, because your eyes are what? The gateway to the soul. So
Right.
your soul has many avatars. Your soul has had many lifetimes that you have been here. So your body is what's finite. That's what keeps regenerating and coming back in different forms based on whatever electromagnetic frequency is on the earth at the time you manifest. That's what's going to determine how you look based on your cosmic manifestations as well, where your sun, where your moon, where your Venus, all these things are is going to determine how you look. So when you do those mirror meditations and you stare deep enough into your soul, because you peering so deep into your number one, your third eye, which connects to your pineal gland, and then these two eyes, and you connecting all this around here, those atoms begin to become more malleable and start to shift. And you're not holding on to this reality so tight no more. You're not connected to this third physical dimension so much. You start to get into the fourth and fifth dimension.
Yes,
you can start. Those atoms begin to morph around you. This is real. So when you hold a certain people and you hold a certain mind frame about who you are, this happens in front of them as well. And people, if you believe you are something lower, then
it's gonna show ass
lower. But if you believe that you walk around like a king, a god, a goddess, like you are the living manifestation of God on earth, then the reality will respect you as such.
Facts.
You understand? That's the secret science people don't understand about the knowledge of self, and tap it into the subconscious mind, and understanding how to use the subconscious mind to reprogram the whole reality. You understand what I'm saying? That's what they do through the television, is to reprogram your subconscious mind to believe that you're something that you're not, to believe that reality is something that it is, to believe that relationships are something that they're not. So you'll start striving for something in a relationship that don't even exist, and then wonder why none of your relationships work, because you chase some shit you seen on TV. That shit programmed your fucking heart chakra to believe that love looked like this when love is really that. You understand what I'm saying? So that's the purpose of deprogramming yourself from watching TV and listen to the radio and listen to all these things that program you to believe some shit that ain't real. You understand what I'm saying? That's why we believe that fucking Democrats gonna do something that they not gonna fucking never do. They never done ever. All Joe Biden is another manifestation. He Bill Clinton 2.0. You understand what I'm saying? So y'all better get knowledge on y'all law, understand how to deal with these police, because they about to, if he get there, they gonna start pushing that shit heavy. You understand what I'm saying? They gonna try to push all that stuff on you. So the best way you can understand that stuff is to put all the bullshit away and start getting into the knowledge, get into the laws, get into the sciences, because this is stuff that's gonna help you in these times. Knowing that you God, that's what's gonna help you in these times. You see what I'm saying?
I was just telling my guy about Biden in 1994. It's either I want to say it's either 94 or 96. He was connected with Bill Clinton when that shit was signed with the mass incarceration. I'm like, all y'all got to do is look this shit up.
They all KKK members, bro. All KKK members. That's what people don't, all them cats. And but what they've gotten done, they've been crafty at putting so-called black faces in front of you, making you think they for you. And that's the shit we fall for, hook, line, sinker every time. All they gotta do is put a black face and we fall for that shit. Now Kamala Harris is 10 different type of niggas. You know what I'm saying? Like the first South Asian, the first Indian woman, the first Jamaican woman. Like, what the fuck? How you gonna carry all these titles? And what's the definition of black then? Like, ain't none of these people that's got to that point, like even Barack Obama, wasn't none of your people from America. Your mama and daddy weren't from here. So how you black? What's a black person? You understand what I'm saying? Like, and how do blacks in America differentiate themselves from any blacks from anywhere else? So we can take care of our own problems here first. But if everybody can come inside our party or our people and say they part of us, but then nobody don't come and help fix us, we always helping fix other people and getting other people rights and helping other people live better. But then we be caught in the same place because we don't never isolate ourselves and isolate our situations and our stuff and fix it before we go help some other people. That's our issue, because you don't even know what black is, because anybody can come be black. That's why Joe Biden can say, "Oh, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black." Who the fuck told you you can tell who black and who ain't? You
type shit.
like that's the type of shit they so emboldened to say. You see what I'm saying? And like the only reason I'm speaking on them because so many of our people rock with them. That's the only reason I speak on them. A lot of our people don't rock with Republicans. I ain't got to even really speak on that much. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And those that do rock with the Republicans really got their own way of thinking. They think on their own. They kind of their own little cosmos, if you will. You know what I'm saying? And I get down with some of what they say, and I don't get down with a lot of it, just like I do with black people who fuck with Democrats. You see what I'm saying? I get what you're saying. I see how you understand why you on that side of things, but I don't understand why you rock with them.
If you look at the history of Democrats, it's a nothing but a whole bunch of fucking us over and over and over and over and over.
Right. If you go back to the 1860s, all quote unquote black people were Republicans.
Facts.
And they had to go into Congress armed because the Democrats were all KKK members was coming there trying to kill them on their way to fucking to Congress. That's really how the Civil War broke out. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? And when they reassembled after Civil War in 1871 is when I think Congress reassembled. That was not the real government. That was the white supremacist government that reassembled because none of the black senators came back because they had all either got killed or they all ran off. They all
major facts.
Hey, you understand what I'm saying? Because the people don't understand that the government at that time in the 1860s, we created that government. You see what I'm saying? Because they created the United States government from the Articles of Confederacy. The Articles of Confederacy came from the Confederacy of the Confederate Tribes. The Confederate tribes were composed of all the native tribes in the South. All quote unquote black people were in the South, from the South and all down through Mexico. That's where all of us were before occupation started. You understand what I'm saying? When occupation started and you had the Spaniards and all these different amalgamated groups start coming up, that's when we started fleeing to different parts of the country. That's why you got all these black people in the North now is because they fled the South during Jim Crow. They was tired. They didn't want to fight. They didn't want to keep their land and fight for that shit. Or a lot of their daddies and granddaddies got lynched and they ran to the North. You understand what I'm saying? So people got to understand how you got to how your people got to certain places and where you're really from. Most people who black in America, your people came from the South. You see what I'm saying? Your grandmamas, your great granddaddies, all them came from South Carolina, Georgia, North Carolina, Alabama, Louisiana. And if they went to Chicago, Harlem, any of these places, because they left the South because they didn't want to deal with that shit. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And but a lot of us stayed and held on to our land. But that's when really the divide and conquer tactic continued on, because that's when they started dividing the Negroes from the North from the Negroes from the South, and there was all this division in that, and it still play out to this day. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, they had their divide and conquer, and they just, like, even with this election, I seen how they basically divided black men and women, basically Republican and Democrat, because they, on certain talking points and ideals, they had it where women, that it favored more towards women would think that way. And then more of the Republican talking points were more conservative views of the way men would think. So now you in the home, you got them where they don't agree on things like abortion and stuff. You see what I'm saying? And y'all fighting at the house and shit because the man be like, I ain't for that shit. And I'm like, well, I think it's women's rights. And it's like, nah, actually it's both y'all decision if y'all lay down and had this baby together, but they want to make you think it's your decision and I ain't got no say in it when we really both got to say. You understand what I'm saying? So they always trying to pull some shit, and that's the main reason we have to know the trick in order not to be involved in the trick. You see what I'm saying? And not to, you know, take hold of your mind. But if you keep paying party to it, there's no way you can't be tricked. If you keep thinking you gotta put your energy into it, there's no way it's not gonna manipulate your energy. You understand what I'm saying? So, yep. You know,
what you put that energy towards is gonna come back to you tenfold.
Yeah, it's the seed essentially. And if you put your energy into something, that means you planted a seed in there, and that seed gonna grow into something. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna manifest into something in your life. That's why I don't want to dedicate none of my energy to that shit, because I don't want nothing that it manifests. I don't want to be party to nothing that shit manifests, because I can't trust it. That's just me though. You know what I'm saying?
I feel
Like,
the same way.
I don't put that on nobody else. You know what I'm saying? I ain't saying that's for you. You know what I'm saying? I'm honoring my situation with what I feel like my ancestors tell me to do. You see what I'm saying? So
100.
everybody pick what ancestor they want to honor. I'm honoring the ones that be like, no, don't fuck with that shit. Build your own. Because that's what my.
But I'm rocking with that one too.
I'm saying
Shit.
I love anybody that show that choose any other way. I love you anyway. You know what I'm saying? Do you. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like I learned from that. I learned from these years of that shit. I don't need it no more. It ain't do it. It never did nothing for none of my people. So
Absolutely. That's what I tell you doing. All right, so
yeah,
look. Are you
that's
talking about Black Hole?
that's a good book. They had a good book about the Great Migration too. How they talk about it's. I think it's called the Land of Many Suns. You will look up the Land of Many Suns. It's a good book on the Great Migration. Because know the difference between migration and immigration. You see what I'm saying? Black people or blacks in America, we migrate. We not immigrants. So when they talk about we migrants, you know what I'm saying? When they talk about this a land of immigrants, no, it's not.
Right.
Whereas y'all got permission to be here, and that's who government they want you to be a part of. These immigrants government, and that's not y'all government. Y'all got y'all own sovereign government that they want to be a part of, but they can't be. You got
Right.
to be a part of the bloodline to be a part of that. You see what I'm
Facts.
saying?
Facts. Well, listen here, guy. I got one more thing I'm gonna ask you because we had somebody asking about it, and I'm curious as well too. And if you know about it, and then once we answer this, I'll let you kind of close on whatever you want to close on, and then we'll go ahead and leave it there because this is a phenomenal build. As you can see, I no longer get cut off at the 1 hour part. You peep that?
Oh yeah. Oh, they upgraded. Y'all noticed that? I was saying, yeah, we ain't got cut
We
off.
still we on part 2, baby. We still roll. You feel me? We just go slide on through.
Right.
But anyway,
Deal with it.
so a friend of mine in here said, "Do you know much about DMT?"
Outside of the DMT that your body already got, and how to tap into that, you know, they got different substances that's floating around that you can get a little DMT trip on. But if it's not like the ayahuasca stuff, I wouldn't fool with it. It's probably some kind of chemical made that they done made in the lab, honestly. Unless you got a credible source, I wouldn't tap into nothing that, if it ain't a shaman giving it to you. But your brain produced DMT anyway.
Dopamine, yeah.
So when you start to tap into yourself, and like I said, like sometimes if I get some real strong weed or on a strong edible, I have DMT trips. I close my eyes and it'd be straight kaleidoscopes, or I'll see portals that I'll shoot through. You know what I'm saying? Different phenomena happen, but you understand that all these chemicals that we may think that you may take a substance and your body activates from it is already your body already produced it.
Facts.
And you just learn how to tap into it by taking it one time, maybe taking the substance one time, learning how your nerves and stuff react to it. Then you can really start tapping to it just taking some milder substances. Because I wouldn't, a lot of people doing DMT trips like it's smoking cigarettes and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not for that. You know what I'm saying? Like it's really to go to the other side and speak to the ancestors, get some information, and bring it back to move better on this side. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. That's probably okay. That's good information. That's great information. She said L Hawk has the best CMOS tonic. You better get you some atomic results, automatic results. I'm actually going to I'm gonna get with you. I'm gonna go ahead and order some of that. We're gonna get that knocked out.
Hey, that Erica, appreciate that, Erica. That's homegirl, Erica. Yeah, she's got some tonic and some CMOS. I don't know if did you have another? Because that's probably what I'll
end on.
Yeah. Is the
it
product.
Was something I was about to say, man. I forgot again. I forgot what the hell I want. We've been chopping it up so much, man. I'm thinking about so many things, but that's good. You got my mind triggering. I'm thinking about this. I'm thinking about that. I'm thinking about this, and it's good stuff. I'm just appreciating the build and the knowledge.
the truth is good for the brain, man. Mental stimulation is good for the brain, man. It helps your mind go to new realms and perceive new knowledge, and you can grow. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what it is. When we share information and knowledge with each other, it's like watering a seed. Like if your brain was a seed, it's like watering it, pouring just holy water on it. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I like building with brothers like yourself, queens, who are knowledgeable and who are tapped in. Like that's what we need to do. We share. I think something we've always done, even in antiquity. We just sat back, talk, smoke, and share knowledge with each other. You see what I'm saying? Because we didn't have this oppressive system on us. You know what I'm saying? We kick back, watch our crops grow, take care of our women and children, and share information about the cosmos. You know what I'm saying? Stare at these heavens. That's what we
Facts.
are tapped in to do. You see what I'm saying? So I
Facts.
appreciate you having me here. You know what I'm saying?
So the goddess just reminded me, Tip Will, I don't know how she knew that, but she said you wanted to ask about portals, and I did. I want to show y'all something.
Oh yeah.
So
Great.
I told you about a while ago about when I got a personal reading done, and Jazz the Medium, who is my wife and I actually be on her show tomorrow, a radio show. We'll be on her show tomorrow. I'll make sure I get all the information that's going to be. It's actually already on my page, but I'll put it out there tomorrow too. But I want to show you something because my wife and I and my friend's property that is on was on the show. I'm not sure if he's still here, but it relates to portals. So let me pull up my wife's page first, and I'm gonna tell you why I'm showing you this shit. So, my guy lives in Kentucky, which is across the river from Cincinnati, where we live, right?
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, the Underground Railroad ran through Kentucky and Ohio, Cincinnati, Ohio. Obviously, that's a lot of energy, a lot of information. But over in this one area, and I just found it, where we went, my guy said, man, you got to come over here and experience this energy. He said, with the ancestors, it's just crazy. It's off the hook. He said, I know you and the wife will really enjoy it. So we went, bro. Amazing, powerful. Energy was crazy. So my wife and I, we took pictures, shot a couple videos. Let me show you these pictures. And when I show you the pictures, I asked Jazz the Medium, because, you know, we always